Hey, welcome to the Digital Lounge at the annual conference of the North Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church here at the Greenville Convention Center. I'm here with Jason Darden, who is the District Youth Coordinator of the Capital District. Jason, have you had a good time this year?
Had a great time. Yeah,
Awesome.
I love annual conference for sure, and throughout the year as a DYC as well.
What is the actual role of a District Youth Coordinator? What's your, if you were going to plot your job annually, what do you do?
So, the heavy emphasis on the word coordinator. When I was first asked to do the job, I thought that I was a member of several adults who just kind of showed up at the meeting and the kids kind of led it. Yeah. And when I got there, I realized I was actually Clay Parker's partner in it, and we were the adult leaders. And we found out together that our job was to allow these kids space to be the called leaders that they already are. Many of them are aware of their spiritual gifts already, and some of them are just discovering them. Yeah. And so, as any adult leader would do, our job as adults or as mature Christians is to say, you have this gift. Let's get out of your way and let you go forward in with a net. Yeah. But risk some as well. And so, it's not just an event designer. Yeah. We are trying to get kids interested in being part of the conference, and not just in conference youth events, but in conference total conference events as well. Mm-hmm. So being a pathway from the local church into district events, and beyond that into conference events. Impact actually, which is the Capital District's yes. Mission and Ministry event that happens in April, is a kind of a fantastic thing that we're part of in the Capital District. Mm-hmm. And it's just a way to say, hey, look what the churches are doing. Do you want to bring this back to your church and take part in it as well? And yeah. we find that the youth are very interested in being part of the service project that's actually mm-hmm. happening during that event. It was Rise Against Hunger this year. And then they go through and go back to their churches and say, hey, this youth group is doing this at their church. We might not be able to do that, but can we do something that reaches the people in need in our area? Yeah. And so we're great. Yeah, that's what I would say. Emphasis on coordinator. Being yeah. able to take kids who have gifts and who have been called, and put them in the places they've been called to serve in, and expose them to those things. And usually it's just our CYC rep and our district rep. Yeah. But in years past, we've had several district kids who have just shown up for meetings to be part of the decision-making process. Yeah.
Do you have a particular mentor in ministry that's kind of made you the person that you are today?
The frustrating thing is I'm 47, and all of my mentors are much younger than me. I mean, 10 years, as much as 10 years younger. The mentor thing is weird. I'm still in the discernment process, still mm-hmm. in the candidacy process for ordained ministry as a deacon. Mm-hmm. I'm commissioned deacon, but the discernment continues throughout, and I've had a lot of time to reflect on who those people are. Some of them aren't even Methodists. I'd count Chris Sasser as a mentor, helping me to be able to see aspects of my ministry that I need to work on, and things that I actually flourish in. But you're a mentor as well. Being able to sit and talk with you and coffee on Fridays and say, hey, this sucks. Has this mm-hmm. ever been something that you've struggled with? Mm-hmm. And have you say, yeah, and not get the pat on the back answer, but help to open the eyes to the possibility that conflict or difficulty might open to ministry, how you might be able to care for somebody in the midst of that, and how it might be a part of the constant formation of who we are. So I would say that recently, just in the context of ministry that I'm operating in right now, Charlie Baber is just a real mentor. He's part of my accountability group, but just the honest integrity. We use the word a lot, authenticity. But I know that I'm gonna get the real Charlie. Yeah. And he yelled at me for not being able to know the Psalms as well as I should, and so getting yelled at is not really mentorship. the best mentors have been the ones who have not been part of the get along gang, just to say, man, you're awesome at this, but have been able to say, hey, take a look at this place that you might have a deficit in or you're struggling in. And I realized that that's helped me mentor youth as well, to say, do you know this beautiful gift that God's given you? And to be able to point out that this might be a call to something either further down the road that might scare them to death, and to be able to be there and say, well, let's be scared together.
Yeah. Let's say you were going to invest in the life of a new district youth coordinator coming in. What advice would you give them coming into their first couple of weeks or months in their role?
Well, my friend Andy Ellis, the first day at seminary, said to a professor, or I think the first week of seminary, said to a professor who was talking to us about what youth ministry was, he said, so wait a minute, what you're telling us is we're here to learn how to work ourselves out of a job. And Andy cringed at that as much as we all, as all of us, and we were all going, wow, but that's really it. We're coordinators in as much as we're there to work ourselves out of a job. When we go to CYC meetings, Conference Youth Committee meetings, and we're sitting at the table with the kids from our district, I see my job as saying, okay, so go forward with what they've presented us, the topic they want us to discuss, or the thing they want us to talk about, and if they look over their shoulder at me, I can step in and say, have you considered this? We're guides, we're shepherds. We really are there to, I'm probably rambling a little bit longer than you wanted me to for the time that you have available, but oftentimes youth leadership in churches fail because we task them with, what color do you want the banner to be for pilgrimage, and not where are the places that you feel farthest away from Christ, and how would you like to, what are the ways that you think that we can help you shore up that distance? And so I see that really as our job, being able to get out of the way and let them be the leaders that they want to be. And the most important thing is to let them fail. I'll finish with this story. There's a skateboarder named Dennis Bushnitz who I don't know him much more than the name, but he had this thing on his Instagram where it was a ramp a concrete ramp that he'd built, and you could see pieces of the concrete missing from it. So it's not like it was a bad job of concreting the ramp, but on it somebody spray painted "failure is normal," and being able to let these kids risk to the point where they might fail or something might not succeed. It's a hard thing to call it beautiful, but it's a holy moment to be able to learn from your mistakes and help that to contribute to the way that you discern and process God's call. So that's us. We're just shepherds. We're just there to walk alongside them and let them lead.
Awesome. Thanks for being here today.
I love you.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.